Peace and blessings, my beautiful people. I hope everyone is enjoying summer. It is the season of just pure energy. I feel like when the sun is shining, it's just so easy to get motivated to just do whatever it is you want to do in life. So it made me think about a question that I often get, which is how to identify your passions. Like, how do you know what your passion is? Like, I have so many things that I'm interested in, but I don't know if I can do any of them. And I don't even know if I'm really passionate about them. Look, guys, that's a natural thing that we all go through, first of all. I think that your passions are not one thing. I feel like your passions evolve as you evolve. I think that, you know, it's important to just allow yourself to understand that you don't have to have everything figured out. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Because you don't want to stress your passion out. All right, like you want your passion to be able to just flow freely. Because if you start stressing over your passions, they no longer become passions. They become things you used to be interested in some years back. All right. So first, before I get started into the ways to identify your passions, I wanted to talk about sort of why I feel like this is even a question. Like, why is this even a thing? How is it that human beings who are so freaking intelligent, so freaking multifaceted, are struggling with not only living their passions, but even knowing what their passions are in the first place, right? Like, that's sort of like a what's happening with humanity. Um, I think that because of the society that we live in right now, the way that our world is set up, and not world as in the planet Earth, but world as in a society that humans have created and have chosen to live by, from very, very young, from like as soon as you come out the womb, basically, you are sort of told and given these career paths that you have to take based off your gender. And the toys that you're given from young are sort of like construction workers for boys, nurses, mommies for girls. Sometimes both can be doctors, firefighters, things of that nature. But we're never really taught what makes you happy. We're just taught, like, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? What do you want to be when you grow up? We start asking kids that when they're like 4. What do you want to be when you grow up? They don't know. They're going to say the firefighter because they want to save people, like the firefighter they saw on TV or some shit. Like, how are we supposed to know at 4 years old what we want to be when we grow up? We don't even know how to eat properly. We don't even know what our world is. We don't even know what the options are, let alone picking one, right? So I think then as the life stages progress, when you become like 15, when you're starting to really try and figure out who you are, what you believe in, what this world is, how to survive amongst the chaos, etc., you're also not given room to explore your true passions and interests. You are really just trying to survive. You're trying to be an active member of society, you want to contribute to the world, maybe even make an impact on the world. But again, I don't feel like those things are truly about your passion, right? And so, again, at probably 17, no, actually earlier than that, say 15, 16, we're back to that conversation of, well, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? Hurry up, decide, hurry up, decide. And, by 17, 18, you kind of either have chosen something so that you can go ahead and go to college and go that route, get a job, or you're kind of on the other end where you're like, I don't freaking know, but you got to do something. So you just, you work, you pick something, trade, whatever. Again, I don't feel like any of those things, even if you go to college, even if you enroll in a major, even if you become whatever it is you went to school to become. I know there are 40s, 50s, 60s year olds who still feel like, yes, I had a job that I didn't mind going to, but I didn't actually do what I wanted to do with my life. Why not? And, we live in a world where happiness is not the priority. You know, um, Living a stress free life is not the priority. Um, Peace and harmony are not the priority. um, and so because of that, it doesn't leave room for the passionate to really thrive. And that's not fair. It's not your fault. It's definitely not you. It's definitely the world that we have created. And I think that we can do something about it the more we decide to live an authentic life. So, how do you live an authentic life? Your passions. What are your passions? What are you passionate about? What do you care about? So I know that can be something that's challenging to even know or understand, but I made a list of some things to sort of help get you on your path. And because it's not something I can tell you. I can't tell you what your passions are, but as a life coach, I can sort of work with you to pull out things that you are interested in, that you talk about. I can pick up on common themes and things of that nature, but it's really ultimately up to you to decide what you want to try, what you want to do, etc., etc. But as a motivator, as a guide, definitely here all day, 24/7 for that. So I'll tell you the first step in identifying what your passion is lives around exploration. I feel like the 15 to 22 years are meant for exploration, but that gets shut down because you're just trying to figure out what you want to do, what you wouldn't mind doing for a living for the rest of your life. So you never really get to explore and try new things. So I feel like exploration is the first step in identifying your passion. Because it may not be something that's just blatantly living at the surface. I mean, unless it is. If it's living at the surface, then great. But a lot of people don't have something just living at their surface. They have a couple of things that they think about, but they're not really sure what that one particular thing is. So give yourself room to explore and to try and just identify what some things may be. Write them down. I love to write, so just take note of, once you're sitting down thinking of like, what would I not mind trying? Write that down and explore those things. Go ahead and look for things on social media. Like, use your Instagram. Search the hashtag of whatever it is you're thinking about. Guarantee you'll find somebody that sparks your interest and message that person. Hit them up. Let them know, like, I'm thinking of embarking on this thing that you seem to be really, like, you inspired me. So what's up with this thing? Can you give me some insight? Can you give me some tips, some tricks, some tools? I'm guaranteed they're not going to say no. Like, they're not going to do that. And if they do, don't worry about it. Find somebody else because they're weird. So, the first thing is go explore. Second thing is let go of doubt. I feel like when it comes to passions, it's sort of like the same idea of winning the lottery. Like, living your passion equals winning the lottery. Being on vacation 24/7, right? Which it's not totally unrealistic. Like, you can actually do this. So go ahead and give yourself permission to not doubt yourself, not say this is unrealistic, don't say this is too much, don't say, this could never be me. All of these phrases that we tell ourselves to psych ourselves out before we even get started. It's not helpful. It's definitely not motivating. And if you're hearing these things from outsiders, wouldn't you want to be kind enough to yourself to not treat yourself the same way that outsiders treat you? right? Like, be kind to yourself since no one else is being kind to you. Support yourself since no one else is supporting you, and give yourself room to try something. Like, don't think of the worst case scenario already before you even get started. That's not gonna help you at all. So don't do that. Third thing, launch and learn. Launch and learn. I feel like I said that weird. Launch and learn. Launch and learn is one of my favorite phrases that have helped me as an entrepreneur. And I feel like it just is helpful to anyone in general, no matter what it is. Um, you won't know until you try. And that's the part that you have you have to live in, that knowing. You won't know until you try. Once you try, you can then see where your areas of improvement are. You can better see what it is you need to do. But if you never get out of bed, excuse me, how would you know? And you have to try, and you have to figure it out. You're gonna make mistakes. You're going to not be sure of yourself. All of those things are okay. All of those things are also teaching you where you have room for improvement, which is going to help you perfect whatever craft, whatever goal, whatever venture you are starting on. So launch and learn. Number 4, a great way to identify your passions, a great way. If you would do it for the rest of your life without getting paid, that is a huge sign. What would you do even if you weren't getting paid to do it? Like, that's how much you like it. Like, it doesn't matter if you get paid or not. Of course, you want to get paid and you will get paid, but as far as the identifying part, what would you do every day without a paycheck? That's a big thing. Guarantee you could think of some things immediately. For me, it was writing. For me, it's speaking. For me, it's like helping people, coaching people. These things I would do even if I wasn't getting paid, because I was doing it and I wasn't getting paid, So it's like I was already doing these things without earning an income. So, what sort of things would you do even if you weren't getting paid? That I could stop right there, but I have one more thing for you. Don't be afraid to be great. I feel like when it comes to identifying your passions, we feel like we have an idea of what it is already. Most people. I feel like most people, when they stop playing themselves, stop trying to play, what it is. It's just you don't know how to go about making that thing present, active in your life, which is okay. Um, but don't ignore what it is that you feel bubbling inside of you. Don't be afraid to be great. Like, that is, I think, something that we often struggle with. We lack the confidence to try new things because we feel like we don't have any room for error. Like, we have to pay our bills, we have to make money, we have to take care of our family, etc., etc. Yes, these things are true, but you also have to be healthy. You also have to be happy. You also have to, really take care of yourself. And living an authentic life is the best way for you to take care of yourself. I can guarantee it. You will be much happier by living out your true passions. Now, I'm not saying to quit your job and go straight into whatever this thing is. Make a plan. If you really want to quit your job and you feel like that's something that's a goal of yours, you have to make a plan. You can't just jump out the window. You could, but I don't really know like what your security blanket is like. If you have a parachute, then great. go for it. But if you don't really have a parachute yet, let's go ahead and construct that so that you can be okay even as you make that leap of faith. So that is my top list of ways to identify your passions. If you want to know more about how, okay, so like, I know what the list is, Mufasa, so cool. How do I make some money off this? Message me. Definitely send me an email, mufasabasset@gmail.com, or just check more information out on the website. As far as life coaching goes, I feel like it's a great way for you to set some goals, for you to really turn those passions into a lifestyle. You know, that's another step. So that's a part 2. So part 1 is just identifying what your passion is. Step 2 will be turning your passion into a lifestyle. So if you are interested in actually making that a reality for you, definitely sign up for the life coaching services. I love you so much. I really do. I appreciate you watching this video. Subscribe for the mailing list. A lot of good things are going to be coming out. And yeah, enjoy the day. Enjoy summer. I love you.